Hey everyone, welcome back to or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. As you can tell from the title of this video, today's video is all about pets I want to own but currently do not. As with these types of videos, I just wanted to add a disclaimer that if you do want a pet but you're not in a good position to do so, please wait until the time is right before going out and getting any pets that would not suit your lifestyle. With that being said, let's get into the video and I hope you enjoy. This video is in no particular order, but it is starting with the pet I want the most. The first pet I want is a rabbit, or two, as I know the rabbits do benefit from having a friend of their own kind. I have wanted a rabbit for about a year now. I've already picked out the rabbit's name despite not even having a rabbit. I know you're probably wondering why I've picked out a name when I don't even have a rabbit, but I like to be prepared in case I do eventually get a rabbit. I decided to call my cat Stormy on the way to picking her up. This also applies to Sparkle. If you want to see a video on how I got 3 dogs, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, back to me wanting a rabbit. The main reason why I don't have a rabbit is space. If a room were to free up, I would definitely be more likely to get a rabbit. The reason why is because I have a cat that may not get along well with a rabbit, so if the rabbit had a room to itself, my cat wouldn't be able to interact with the rabbit, which is what I would want. I did ask my parents if I could have a rabbit and they said no, but I think my dad would be more likely to say yes to a rabbit than my mum would, and that's okay because I respect their decision, although I do wish that they did come to a different conclusion. The second pet on this list is chickens. I started liking chickens when I was in preschool. So the background of this story is in preschool we were lucky enough to be able to hatch chickens. Some days I wanted to go to preschool early so that I could spend more time with the chickens. My grandparents' house already had a coop built into their ground from the previous owners, so basically they had enough space. So my grandparents decided to get some of the chickens to keep. My cousins looked after the chickens until they were old enough to go to my grandparents' house. But basically my grandparents had chickens and they used to just walk around their property. Their backyard was very large and had lots of space for the hens to dig in and do, chicken stuff. There was also this farm that my family loved staying at that had many farm animals because, it was a farm, but one of the animals they had were chickens. I used to love feeding the chickens and I would get so excited when baby chicks hatched. The lady kept the baby chicks separate from the adults in case the older chickens picked on the babies. Because the lady knew me, she asked me to feed the baby chickens while I was staying on her farm. I do not plan on owning chickens because they require a backyard with a very large property and I have dogs that would probably try and eat the chickens, but I do still very much like chickens. The third pet on this list is horses. As you could imagine, there were also horses on this farm. My brother would help the lady put the horses in at night, but I was still young, so I just watched them. I was scared to ride horses because of how little I was and because of how tall they were, so instead I just rode a pony. I loved that pony and I got to help brush him every time I went there. The first time I ever rode a horse and not a pony was when I was at a school camp. I was absolutely petrified, but I still had a go. The horse and I had to complete an obstacle course, but I had no idea what I was doing and I ended up steering the horse in the wrong direction. So basically we ended up knocking over pretty much the whole obstacle course, but that's fine. The people running the lessons told me that I had the stubborn horse. I'm not really sure why they put a beginner on a stubborn horse, but regardless of the reason, I still did enjoy my time there. Then I found a show on Netflix called Free Rein, which is about horses, and after watching it 5 times, I decided to go horse riding again. Long story short, I loved it mostly because it was a trail ride and I just got to sit on a beginner horse and I didn't really have to do anything, which I loved that part. Even though I've never had a horse, there was a horse across the road from me. It took about 1 minute to walk there and basically I loved patting it a lot, and when people walked past they would often pat the horse. This was kind of a dumb idea looking back as we didn't know who the owner was and we never actually knew if the horse was friendly or not, but luckily he was friendly, so I even named him Chestnut. so I kind of just pretended like he was my horse. I don't plan on owning a horse because I know how much space they are and they require a lot of attention, which I don't think I would be able to provide them. But in saying that, I do love horses very much. Fourth pet on this list is a blue tongue. I haven't really been around blue tongues that much, but I do think they're pretty cool. The reptile shop near me only just started selling blue tongues pretty recently. One day I would like to have a blue tongue, but I already have a bearded dragon. Of course, blue tongues and bearded dragons are very different, but I already have a lizard, so I don't feel like I'm missing out in any way. I definitely do not think bearded dragons and blue tongues are the same, but I think they are similar, so I don't think I'm missing out in that way. I hope that makes sense. Last but not least, ragdolls are the final animal on this list. I don't really know why, but I've always kind of been obsessed with ragdolls. I don't know if it's because of the way they look or the way that their coat feels, but I just love ragdolls. If you don't know what ragdolls are, I would suggest Googling them. They're a type of cat, by the way, in case you were wondering. I love their coat colour and I love their fur. I love cats with long hair, such as my cat Stormy and my cousin's Ragdoll. Their eyes are a beautiful blue and they generally have a great personality. Many ragdoll owners say that their cats are as affectionate as dogs, and there's this channel on YouTube called Pixie and Bluebell. Basically, their channel is all about ragdolls, and I just love their channel. One day at some point I would like to get a ragdoll, but not for a very long time, because Stormy doesn't really like other cats, and ragdolls tend to be larger, and Stormy is very tiny. I think I've made a video about that. If not, that will be coming out soon. But basically, I don't think it would be very responsible to put a tiny cat with a large cat because the size difference is just not safe. But I do really like ragdolls and I hope that one day I do get to own one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me any video suggestions that you want to see. Until next time, bye!